Welcome to another video in the series on the Medieval Challenge, and this is basically where I am so far. And I'm going to create in this video a merchant stand, and it's going to look like this. Alright, so we're going to model this, and I will link you to the textures that we'll use. This is not completely finished, but it's quite far along. Alright, so if you're interested in that, then you can model along with me over here in Blender. Now I'm going to be coming back to that image and probably this just to get a sense of where these pieces of wood are. There's different ways of doing this. I'm thinking I'm going to use probably curved paths to get these a little bit bowed, if that's the word to use. Alright, so let's just go ahead and do this. Alright, so I'm going to start by bringing in a curved path. And I'm going to go into edit mode and I'm going to rotate Y90. I'm going to stand this up and look from the front. And I'm going to bring this out. And I think right off the bat I will put on a mirror and just get a sense for how that looks. So something like that to start with. Alright. And then let's come in, I think, and let's just duplicate this and pull it back like that. Okay, so this one at the back I'm going to want taller, just by a little bit. And yeah, okay, we could go with that. So in the curve dialog box under geometry, let's start giving this some thickness. Try 0.08 and see what that looks like. Okay, so back to this. What I'm doing here is these front ones and these back ones. Alright, well let's start with that. I'm not going to fill them. Alright, the next thing is there's a piece of wood on the insides near the top that go across like that. So let's come in. And in fact, you know what? Let's just apply that mirror. Oh, I can't until I convert that. Okay. All right. Let's take one of these right here. Shift D. Pull it out. Let's rotate Y90. Let's get. Let's break it out. P to break it out. And let's get rid of the mirror on this piece here. Let's look from the front and bring this up. I think I'll scale this, and that's going to go in behind. And let's check out a couple of these here. Now this one has a slightly different design. No, it doesn't. This one, these pieces here look a little thicker. Then, oh, maybe they're pretty similar. All right, let's go with that. Okay, let's just whatever. Okay, so if that's there, then the next one I'm just going to copy and do something like that. Okay. All right, let's come back and have a look. So we got that piece and that piece, and then we're going to have these pieces that are a little bit thinner on the inside. So if we take this one and rotate Z90, and they stick out at the front and the back, let's look from the side. Okay, now I can take these points and bend them up a little bit. and get the overall shape of what we're doing here. And take that, I'll copy it over. I really only need to do half and mirror it to the other side, but I'll do both sides so I can get a better sense of this. And then we're going to come down. I'll take the same piece, I'll come down, but I'll put it on the outside here. I'll pull it to the outside, and then pull it down here. And if it looks a little warped and off, that's going to be good because these are supposed to be pieces of wood. And let's come back to this one. So there's that piece. And it's about more than halfway down. Maybe somewhere like that. I'll take it and I'll copy it to the other side as well. Start with this piece. And pull it out. Let's look from the side. Let's go in and let's just, well, I mean, we can rotate this. And then I'm going to take these pieces and just pull them down. I'm going to make that a little bit thinner. I just want to see how those cross. A little bit hard to tell there. Like this one extends out past and this one goes up. Okay, let's start bringing this back. And just, you know, manipulate it till you get what you think looks okay. How's that? So from there to there and across. The only thing is, this is going to go into the ground, and so I'm just going to try to bring this up just a little bit in case these have to push into the ground. And so, you know, I want a little bit of that showing. So across here, I need room for ropes and stuff. I wonder if this piece, or maybe these pieces here. I'll just do this side because I'll probably mirror it. I'm going to have to come out a little bit. Just. All right, let's say that was there. This one here. Is that too thick? No, that's probably all right. Okay, that's the inner one, and then there's another one that basically just does the opposite of that. Okay, so I could take this piece and let's set the origin to geometry. Let's shift D and rotate X from the side, and just drag this here so that it crosses and goes up. I might rotate that a little bit. And then this is going to come in. Okay. Let's make it go down. Can't see it there. Okay, I'll get the side profile the way I like it. then I'll work on here. Boy. To come off of that guy. Snip from the back. Maybe over a little bit. This one's really quite bold. Okay, let me take this. How's that? Okay, I just want to have another look at the overall structure and think about. I do have this one. I think this one is a little bit thicker than these. I just want to come back to this one here. And yeah, these things, I think this I'm going to bring up a little bit thicker. Like that. I'm going to delete that and that. All right, so what I think we'll do now is I'm going to give it a resolution of 3 in the curve, and let's just convert that to a mesh. That'll apply the mirror, and I got my 3D cursor there, and I can pretty easily just have to make a face. Get any extra vertices in there, and the 3D cursor is there. Can pretty easily do these here, but maybe we'll just do one at a time. In the curve dialog box, let's give that 3 as well, and convert that to a mesh, and come in and select this edge and make a face. And I'll go ahead and just copy that over. And I guess I'll will I be doing a bevel? Just for the end. Let's Control L and copy those modifiers, and let's make sure that yeah. Okay, so those are closed. Those are closed. Nothing's mirrored here, so let's join those. And then as a group, set them at 3 and convert to mesh. And then come in, make face. Maybe I better do this in wireframe. Not necessarily. All right, I'm just box selecting and making a face on the end of these, trying not to select anything else. Let's have a look at that. Let's take this whole thing in there and Control L, copy modifiers. I guess we'll get that bevel on there. All right. Let's set the origin to the 3D cursor for this and mirror. Okay. So we have the framework. Let's do the bench there that we put some products on. And just do it any way you like. I'm going to bring in a plane. Come up to about there. I'm going to scale this in the X so it sort of fits in there. I'll scale it in the Y, make it a little bit more of a rectangle, and something like that. It can be relatively big. Okay, Control R. I'm going to have 3 planks of wood there like that. I'll go Control R there so we can deform it, and I've done this a bunch of times. Select and Control, hold Shift, select and Control Y and G and escape. Select it all, go to individual origins, SY to scale in the Y and push in. That'll separate them out a little bit so they're planks. Go back to median point, 2 for edge selection, select a piece, and just go to proportional editing on random and just move it just a little bit. And I'll take that one down a little bit, maybe this one up. And if you want, I could turn that off and come back here. Make sure I'm at median point. I'll just change the lengths a little bit here. Do that one maybe like that, and this one maybe like that. That's good enough like that. Okay, let's give this some thickness with Solidify. I'm going to pull downwards, a little bit hard to see there, and maybe that. All right, and I'm going to add a bevel and go 0. No, not that. I often do that. 0.01. I'll zoom in. I'm going to make it a little bit less than that, just like that, I think, and that's probably just fine for what I want. I don't know that I even want to push them together any more than that, so I'm going to leave it. I'm going to apply the Solidify and the bevel. Actually, I'm going to take the whole thing. I'm going to scale in the Y a little bit. There. All right, and now I'll create something underneath. Let's just do a plane. Scale this in the Y. I'll just make a little box-like thing underneath. Let's rotate X90. Look from the front and pull it up. Scale it in the X. Just under like that. I give it a bit of thickness, sort of similar in my mind anyhow to the thickness of these. And do something like that. Okay, I'm going to pull it down, and I'm going to delete that face. Pull that up. And we could try the bevel modifier again. And do something like this. Let's double check here though that everybody, yeah, that one, I was thinking that one maybe. Just depends which way you extrude. Okay, let's focus on those by pressing the slash key. Take that, look from the side. I'm going to go into edit mode and just duplicate it this way. And then I'm going to Shift-D, rotate Z90. And I'll pull it out here and in. You're not really going to see this very well, but I'll put it there. And then I'll take this face and I'll push it in. Look from the side. Have it here. And if it's a little off, that's okay. It's a little bit of a gap. I'm going to delete that face. and I'm going to come in, and I guess I'll go in wireframe and delete that face. And not really liking that. Well, I suppose that's okay like that. On the other hand, do I want it on the outside? Control 7. Let's look at this. Let's Control L. Let's bring it out actually and scale that in the Y. I just want to have a better look at this. And maybe I'll grab the whole thing and pull it under, and I can shorten that side. And take this. Sorry about that. I'm sort of changing my mind. And maybe I'll put the face back on there. I don't know why. Maybe I like that better. Maybe I don't. All right. And if I do that, then I'd have to come into wireframe and get rid of that one and that one, that one and that one. And it's fortunate that I didn't apply the bevel yet. I'm going to copy this one, Shift D. Actually, where do I want it? Around here. And then I'll just box select these ones and pull them back. It took a while. It's still not quite right. I'm going to have a bit of trouble. Yeah, okay. Again, we're never going to see under there. Okay, so I'm going to bring in a cube, make legs. I'm going to look from the bottom. Throw that in the corner somewhere. Let's say it's there, but not too big though. Let's see. Let's just make it smaller. Yeah, okay. Let's just pull that down, pull the whole thing up. Take this and narrow it. Okay, going to bring back everything and sort of have a look at the ground. It would be something like this. How does that look? Okay. Okay. Let's take that whole thing there and go in, Shift S, cursor selected, I guess. Did I do it? And let's mirror that. Let's see if it looks all right. Okay, now how far out does that thing stand? All right, so I got it about halfway. And it's about halfway. I think that's probably okay. So let's do this. There's nothing on there. There's a bevel on there. I'm just going to Control A to apply it. These ones need a bevel before we forget. And we should have a look at our polys. Make sure nobody's flipped the wrong way. I probably could get rid of the bottoms, and I think maybe I will. Where is it? Is it just that one that does everybody? Easy. Okay. I'm going to apply the mirror. I'm going to apply that. And I'm going to join it together. I missed that. And we'll just double check. Okay, everybody's good. Let's now do the ropes that appear to hold this together. All right, so as you can see, I've got 5 sort of discs under this one on this piece here. So let's just do that. So the way I'm going to do that is I'm going to come in here and I'm going to take, I think I'll take all these faces right there. Shift D, scale it out like that. P to break it out. So I've got that piece I can use. I'm going to scale in the Z and scale it out. So that's roughly in the position I want. And they're going to come out over like that. And let's just start on with that. Let's make sure the polys are facing the right way. E and Alt S, and I guess I'm going to pull down to push that in. I'm not going to get rid of the inner faces. I am going to get rid of the bevel. Shift Alt and click these edges and Control B. I'm going to pull, and I think I'll put one more in there. And I'm going to Control 1. I'm going to have a subdivision in there. I just want to focus on this and grab this and continue to pull it in a little bit. And yeah, maybe I'll bevel these as well. Just like that, just to be complete. I'm going to make it a little bit narrower. And that's going to basically form my rope. Let's put an array in the Z direction and zero out that. And let's make it 5. And let's come in and pull it down. Imagine that going, and again, it's a piece of rope, so it doesn't matter if it gets hit or pushed a little bit. Although I could come in here and select a bit of this in Control L, and I could pull it out a little bit, I suppose. All right, I think I'll do that. All right, so where do these ropes go? So underneath, sort of overlapping that one a tiny bit. So let's do that. Let's bring it up so it just sort of touches. And let's also scale this in the Z. Just get it to the shape that we like. And hopefully with the texture it'll look convincing enough. Now, do I want to put an edge loop and scale it out? Maybe I'll do that. All right. Okay, so the 5. Where else do I need the 5? 5 there, 5 down there. Okay. Where? Near the very bottom, just above this. Shift D. Okay, hang on. Let's set the origin of geometry. Shift D the whole thing. Pull it down. And maybe we'll be copying some of this and not doing what I'm doing. At least it's certainly on just on one side. Okay, so let's say we got 5 and 5. We need 2 here, 2 there. I think another 5 here. So underneath that cross piece. So let's try that. Now you can alter how many as well if you want. You don't have to have 5. Maybe you have 4 there or 3 even. And you kind of want them like that, so it seems like they attach. And even if they're pushed in, again, you're not going to see it. And they're pulled tight, right? We're supposed to be. Okay. All right. And are those flipped the right way? Let's see. All right. Let's just select everything. Good. So far, so good. Okay. And that's going to repeat, I guess, on the back, isn't it? Not necessarily. Yeah, I'm pretty sure there's, yeah, it does. At least these ones do. So let's just duplicate that back. And then push it up. At least the ones that we need to. And if they're a little bit off, that's good, actually. Because it'll look a little bit more natural. Okay. Yeah. Let's take that one and Shift D, rotate Y 90, pull it over here. I'll look from the side, and I'm going here, sliding it down. Let's get rid of a few. I think there's just going to be 2 here somewhere. Right about there, making contact with that, kind of. Something like that. I think that's probably okay. Now, what I realize is I probably should have UV unwrapped this before I even started. So I'm going to come in here now and just start getting this ready and actually focusing just on that. And I think the way I'll do this is I'm going to select an edge that goes through like that. Control E, mark seam, and then I'm going to select another edge, and let's see. Let's shut that off. Might be that one. Let's try that. Let's mark seam. In fact, I want to go look at this in UV editing. Let's zoom in on that, and let's unwrap. And that's basically what I'm going to want. I'm going to do this right now. So let's look for a piece of this that looks kind of square. So I've selected there, SY0, SY0. I'm straightening the add up. SX0, SX0, straighten the add up, then 3 for face selection, select that face, and then Control L and follow active quads, and I get it relatively nice. They're not beautiful, but they're okay. I hope that'll work. That'll be okay. So I got that one unwrapped, so all these other ones should be unwrapped. None of these ones are. I think what I will do is I will go ahead and do the rope with this piece that is unwrapped, and then I'll come back and I'll show you the positions, and it'll make it a lot easier if they're already unwrapped or if I copy them at that point. I'm going to apply the bevels. I'm going to apply the mirrors. So I have that. I have that. I think I'll go ahead and I'm going to join these. And I'm going to join these. So I should have all the pieces of wood. So let's do that first. Okay. And then I can come in individually and do stuff. And so this is all going to be wood. So let's go to the shading tab. Let's call that wood. And let's just grab a wood. Let's find a wood here, which is going to be that. So this wood is not one that I can give you, but you just find a wood that works, and I'll put a link for a wood that's reasonable. All right. So the way I'm going to do this is I'll do a couple of these at a time. So I'll take these front ones here. Smart UV project. I'll go with UV editing, and we'll turn this on. Select it, rotate 90. Unless I want to do them one at a time, we'll see. Pack, but I don't want to rotate. So let's look at that. Yeah, it's probably going to be okay. So I could probably do a couple at a time. Let's do the back ones. Select a piece, Control L, U, Smart UV project, select it all, rotate 90, and pack. So it's very, very easy to do. Let's do the top two here. Okay, U, Smart UV project, select it all, rotate 90, and repeat. So again, just use any wood that you like, although you don't want one with dividing lines like planks. You want just something that has maybe some grain and some dirt, but it doesn't have planks. And otherwise it's going to be much more difficult. So I'll try to find you one. Okay, so just going through this, taking a couple at a time. I like doing the opposite ones because instead of doing them one at a time and having them land at the exact same place on the UVs, I can just do it this way. And when I pack them, they're at slightly different places. So we get, they're not like mirror images exactly. Where am I? This bold one there. I think that's the last one. Smart UV project, select R90 and pack without rotating. Let's go back here and let's turn this on and let's use a slightly different lighting to have a look at this. In fact, I'm going to try this one. Okay, I'm going to do the ends, but let's just really quick do this one. I'm going to try doing the whole thing at once and see how that goes. I'm probably going to have to do something different here, but we'll see. And let's try this wood. Okay, let's go back here so I can see what I'm doing. Actually, looks fine to me. Okay. All right, let's do this now. Okay, we're going to create a new material, and this is going to be wood ends, I'll call it, or just wood end, whatever. Let me come in here and what should we do first? Let's just, these ones are facing me. I'm going to take those ones. In fact, I'm going to do as many of these as possible at once. So I'm just selecting all the end, just the middle circle part. And I'm going to apply that log end or wood end material on all these. Not the very bottom one because there's nothing there. This. Who knows if I missed one or not, but it's going to be wood end and a sign, and then I'll see them. White, missed one. There's that one. Okay. And what we'll do is we'll select there. Let's go to UV editing. Find that one there, whichever one is. Oh God, it doesn't really matter. I'll press. Okay, it's that one. We need a material actually, wood end, and the material is probably just Control T for a single image. Let's open up something. Log end. Okay, I'll find you a link to one of these, whichever one. Textures.com, log ends, to search that. I'll provide you one. And let's go over here. Okay, good. It is in there. All right, I'm going to take this and I'm going to press unwrap, and I get a circle, and I'm just going to scale it down and position it there. And I'm not going to take too long. It's just a question of if I should have gone out further. Let me try that and just have a look at this and see if I would have. Nah, I don't want to do that. No, it's going to look just fine. And yeah, I think I am going to need to do each of these separately, so it's going to take a little while. I'm going to unwrap, and I can do actually a few of them at the same time, though. However, all right, so I can select here and here. Oh, I missed that one. And here, let's just do a bunch. I did that one. Then I do this one. I'll do it again here. I'll just show you. You unwrap, and I'll get a bunch of circles, and I'll just scale them down. And I'll put one there, select, scale it down, and one's going to go here. Just scale it up a bit more. This one. That's just, you got to keep track of which ones you've done, which ones you have. You got to look around. It's just, you get confused. Okay, like that. Okay, you can see which ones. So I'm just going to go through and I'll do all these, and then we'll come back and we'll carry on. At this point, I can't quite remember if I've got them all or not, but I think I do. Okay, I don't think we're going to get this whole thing done today, but let's try the rope here. Let's go over to the materials. Let's call this rope, and Shift Control T, I've got this rope here. I'll link you to that. We'll use the color. I'll use metalness, normal, OpenGL, and roughness. So I'll do that. Let's go to UV editing. And I've done that already. So let's see what we need to do here. I don't know if I should do it that way or if I should do it in here. Let's just try 4 and 4. Even 5 and 5. Sometimes it takes a little fiddling and I can't do it all on camera. Let's put a I don't know. Sometimes I don't like the roughness that I get with these and I want to do my own. And let's see. Let's try this. I'm not sure I like the pattern yet. I'm just getting a sense of this. Actually, I think I'll adjust I may adjust the color. All right, we'll grab all of this. I'm selecting as many parts as I can. And then I'm going to select something with the rope, and I'm going to go Control L and link materials. I will not zoom in really close to this. Something like that. Let me just have a look at this one. This one's a slightly different material. But again, it's going to depend on the lighting. Quite a bit on the lighting. Okay, for what you're going to see. So you're welcome to play with that as much as you want. Now, depending on how balanced this is and whether or not I can mirror that, or I could just bring it over on my own. You don't have to watch me do that part. I'll go back and I'll use their roughness, and we'll see. I'll trust them. Yeah. All right. So that's where we're at. Let's see. All right. Let's come over here, ambient occlusion, and right away, that's going to help. I'm going to put this on 2. There we go. That's what I was missing. I'm going to slide this up, actually. There. For the distance. That's much better. Yeah, I was really missing that. Ambient occlusion, bloom. I'll put on all this stuff because I probably will need it at some point. And also the log ends, wood ends here. I probably want to put a gamma in there. Maybe try 1.2. Just darken them a little bit. Otherwise they look like car headlights. Alright, I would have to copy all this stuff over. So let me go ahead and apply the erase here. And any subdivisions, surfaces. And get this all going. And copy it over to the other side. I think we'll leave it at that for the time being. Yeah. This is as much as we got done. And when we come back, we will do the cloth, and I'll start working on some other stuff to put on display. Thanks for watching.